All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Vinland Saga, Season 1, Episode 20.
So,
all right. We've got our crew together.
We do indeed.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
have direction.
We have
leadership.
We have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like I can now, somewhat... talk about things, but I can also not talk about things now. So Jacob, what do you specifically expect to see going forward here?
Recruitment of allies.
Oh,
because
that soon?
Well, I mean, that's the immediate direction, right? That's where they need to be headed. They won't. Okay. I don't think that'll necessarily happen this episode, right?
Gotcha.
As far as being successful with that, but they're probably going to start embarking on that journey. Except no, because there was the whole thing of meeting his father.
King Sweyn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's going to happen.
Some point.
And he's going to fight him. Okay. All right.
It seems kind of insurmountable odds kind of thing.
Right. I mean, his daddy-o is old and, on his way out, but he's got
his son... and 16,000.
Right, yeah. He would have no reason to even fight him anyways.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll go for the okay, here's something they could do. Okay.
What's that?
No. Yeah. All right. They bring Canute back, all under the guise of, you have to bring your son back because no one knows that you want your son dead, right? When that happens, they basically use that as a way to stage a coup. Take over the palace. And then Canute declares himself king.
You realize that they're in England right now, right?
Well, right. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the palace is in Denmark. Yeah.
Okay, so...
yeah.
so some complications, that plan, some issues, in the details. But the fact that they could take the initiative, potentially, to try and take out the other people that could be in power.
Sure, there's some potential
And then
there.
Canute just, sends a message to all the people that he knows would support him.
Right.
I'm king.
Yeah. How about in the immediate sense within the personal character stuff regarding these characters dealing with the fact that they're all so different and they're all in the same kind of...
They're going to move locations.
Okay.
Yep.
Well then,
I think that's going to happen.
That's about his best theory I can... Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see this, y'all. So, let's just get right into it.
Okay.
には考えられんありえぬクヌート殿下がトルケルを従えて生還するなど決してありえぬ
Thorkel with an eye patch. Nice.
Wanna fight? I'll fight you.
控えよトルケル私が帰還する旨数日前に使者を送ったはずだぞ槍を持って出迎えるのが貴様の
アシェラット
耳が聞こえぬのか貴様貴様はデンマーク王家に対し弓を引く気かと聞いているのだ
申し訳ありません
王陛下の館へ夕刻までに参じると報告しておけ
Awesome.
Make sure you report accurately.
Yeah.
一体何まるで別人ではないか
All right, okay, time. Let's go. Let's go. I didn't get any of that right.
Yeah.
Tokumukashi no kiyoku Dora wa tada Dokuro no kage wa garata Baru mite sorata Oh
so I just bleed and feel the blood I have inside me, holding to the creed and blade to slay thee. Carry on the oath until my last scene, higher than the sky and deeper than the sea. Keep your precious justice to yourself, bud. Use it till they're torn, become a pile of mud. I don't need their choice or voice to judge me. The only way I had and always seek. Anyone, everyone, I will crush them all. Enemies, let them see now. I see you fall, kings and gods, change the odds. I'm the one who makes my final call. Kizumo, Kakumo, Kodo, Kasaima, Igeri, Subushita, da Aragu. Keep your crown, I'll take you down. I'm the one who makes my final call.
Woo! Yeah, Gainsborough, let's go, let's go.
Alright, alright.
Woo!
Calm down. Right? Okay.
This guy's just like,
That's great. And he just sort of slide pans to the side.
ah!
Well, hey, so I was kind of right. They're getting allies. First thing. Sure.
今王陛下が崩御されればイングランド方面軍の最高指揮官はあなた様ということに。
トルフィン。
Yeah, yeah,
今後は護衛以外にも働いてもらうことになるだろう。頼むぞ。
命令すんな。俺はあんたの手下になった覚えはね。
神は
Wow.
こうしている今も我々を見ていらっしゃるのだろうな。
Brilliant.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
親と子が殺し合う。許せぬ。
Oh my god.
私はこの地上に楽土を作るぞ。平和で豊かな生きることに苦しむ者たちの理想郷を神はきっと私を目で
yeah.
身元へ召そうとするだろう。だがその時私はこう言うのだ。もはや天の国も試練もいらぬ。我々の楽土は地上にある。
I think the double bird would also suffice.
我々が失ったものを取り戻すのだ。
Wow.
そのため
Paradise Lost.
Mhm.
Nice.
鬼にもなろう。
Whoa, hold on, Griffith. You don't actually need to turn into a demon here. Okay.
I am so glad we jumped all the way to Gainsborough. Holy shit. Alright, alright.
機構をよれ。お待ちください。どうだ、トルフィン。
いるな。20人ってところか。高いところにもだ。弓兵だな。
どうした。はよ寄らぬか。
そなたたち、何があっても剣を抜いてはならんぞ。
Whoa, okay.
先に抜いた方の負けだ。これはそういう剣。
Yeah, it's just protection for the king.
顔を見れば。止まれ。
Oh.
Okay.
それでよい。ひざまずけ。
He's like, that's the king? He's not kneeling.
目だ。これがデンジンの王か。
アシェラット。
趣向を持って帰還を祝うべきだが。
It's a good voice for Sweyn.
形式抜きで話をし。
Ah.
Good. Alright. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
ほんのわずかな
Yeah.
の若き日に似て。
Oh.
That's not good.
我が心の内もお分かりでございましょ
困った子だ。
う。は
Nice.
親のなしを見て
Uh-huh. Yes.
お攻めになりますまいな。
Good, good. I like this.
世は父である洗脳を国外へ追い放ち、洗脳は生残忍にして臆病者だった。そのようなものが王冠をいただいては世が乱れる。
こんだけの護衛に囲まれて何言ってやがる。
黙れ。良きことをなした。良きことをなせると思うておった。これをかぶるまではな。
Right. Do you feel yourself to be fit to bear this burden? Yeah.
船、万の兵を統率できる。音楽のあらゆる宝を取り寄せることができる。だが。
That shot.
Yes.
力を使うのは王ではない。
Wow.
王冠の意志が使うのだ。
Okay.
That's good.
The crown wears the king, I guess.
A child is freer than a king.
Yeah.
陛下に命じたというのですか。私を殺せと。
王冠が王に命じるのはただ二つ。
To
力を
rule.
使うことと力を増やす国冠はそなたを欲してはおらぬ。
Yep, they still haven't drawn their swords. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is...
あなたにコーンウォールの一部を
Yeah.
そこで聖書でも読みながら平穏の日々を送る。嫌だと申すなら。
そのお言葉も王冠が言わせているのですか。陛下。
陛下、恐れながら発言をお許しください。ながら果たしてこのご沙汰は王冠の意志にかないましょうや。続けよ。
I like this, I like
王
this.
子殿下はロンドンよりトルケルという戦力を奪い取りました。大なる犠牲を払い、この戦果をもたらしたるはクヌート殿下に他なりません。功労ある者が罰せられる道理がありましょうか。
Wow.
Interesting.
Yes, he is.
アシェラ、灰まみれか。
Oh.
それはあだ名であろう。貴様の父。
Yeah, 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 here we go, here we go. Yeah, your actual name, let's do this.
父は私に名を与えませんでした。目かけの子か。いや、奴隷に産ませた子かの。
Oh. Oh, no, you did not. Oh. Oh my god.
なんだ。知ら
Oh.
なんて。
クヌート。
Oh.
重視を持っておるな。そやつの申す通りだ。世は明日ヨークに立つ。
For York.
あ
Ooh.
の地にて宴席を設け、
Oh.
褒美はそこで授けよう。
Banquet, huh? Sounds like an opportunity. What's he gonna say to Askeladd?
Oh, yeah.
肝を冷やしましたぞ、殿下。
こちらさえ軽挙に出ねば王の内部ところはむしろ安全だろう。
Interesting.
ではなおのこと、先ほどのような挑発はお控えください。
Or was that actually the best thing to do because he was being honest?
スウェン王は王冠の奴隷というわけだ。王冠の力、私が使いこなしてみせようぞ。
Oh, that was so good.
Okay.
Ah, he's got a kid on his shoulders.
Wait, is that the priest but shaved and everything?
It
Yeah,
is. It
that's
is.
the priest.
私はビリバルド。
Yes.
いくつだよ。
23. What? What?
No way.
He's like, get out of the way.
不思議な男だ。好き放題に生きるが周りの者に憎まれぬ。あの王。
難しいと言わざるを得ませんね。頭の良いお方とお見受けしました。洞察力と先手を打つ行動上手とも申せましょう。
Skilled in war.
さすがは一国の王といったところでしょうか。手強いですぜ。
いずれ殺すにしても今ではない。
殿下、
おう、
無事のご帰還お喜び申し
Who's this
Who
guy?
new character? Who dis?
ろん、きっとのご生還信じておりましたぞ。おや、こちらの御人は新しい重視殿でございますか。ご紹介いただけますかな。
ラグナルの弟、グンナル。
Oh, his brother. Okay.
Okay.
なんとも楽しみです。軍なると申せ。ところで殿下、
Oh, by the way.
かねてよりの計画、目処が立ち申した。
ラグナルは死んだ。
は？
私のためにすまぬことをしたな。
Whoa.
それから亡命はせぬ。
Whoa.
殿下、
そなたが諸国を。そなたの仕事は王の監視と報告だ。使う兵
Whoa.
は信用できるものを選べ。
そのような話
Wow.
構わぬ。むしろこの場は密談。
All right, Askeladd.
あの軍なるってのはいかんな。口ほど殿下への忠心があるとも思えし。
Jeez. He's got a splint on.
予習復習に4年の中で右腕痛くないのかね。
気にしねえと言ってくれたけど、やっぱ俺たちは裏切り者だし。
Oh.
この先どの面して会えばいいのか。
いったやーはい当たった
なんか
Oh. His brother has become kind of a simpleton now. He just. Oh.
夜は長く持たねえよ。
Oh.
傷が腹渡まで達してる。
Oh, crap.
これでも昔からの手下はトルフィンだけってことになるな。
Jeez.
再出発にはちょうどいい。
腕は
Whoa. Oh, wow. What a good guy.
お銀が多くと困ることはねえだろうが。
すまねえ。じゃあ、ありがたく。
You dick, Askeladd.
二度と剣を握るな。お前には似合わねえアトリ。筋を
Wow.
買い、嫁をもらって。
Do you know why he's saying this,
脇を
though?
押さえてベッドで死ね。
Because of what's
これから先
coming.
お前を戦場で見かけたとき
I don't want to have to kill you
味方が起き
because
るぞ。
soon it doesn't matter where you are if you have a sword.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Askeladd, that.
Well, and this is from the person who said, I hate all of my men.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I love Askeladd so much.
Yeah, Askeladd's great.
Askeladd's such a fascinating character. Oh! Oh, Leif!
Yeah! Wow!
The search continues. Wow. We're just keeping up with the Ericsson Explorer.
Okay.
Whoa. Oh my god. Oh.
That was quite the episode.
Yeah.
That was quite the episode.
I'm glad they just jumped straight to Gainsborough. I'm so excited now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it would actually take some time for them to get there.
And I love that they're going into the intrigue route rather than immediately going into battles and stuff.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, there's a reason why Sweyn brought 20,000 men under his banner for this, campaign. Because he always said 1,000 ships and 10,000 men. Now that's hyperbole, right?
Yeah.
But it's the Yalms Vikings. It's, other
Right.
peoples and what have you. It's a grand army where
Oh,
he
yeah,
probably
yeah.
fielded at least half of them from his own, men. But yeah.
Right, because even if you're a king, it's still something where you're leading all the other people that have the armies,
Yes.
right? You might have your own actual army,
Right.
but... Mhm.
And preferably you have the largest army, you know.
By far.
Right. Oh,
Okay.
All right. We are here at Gainsborough, and we've set up the next destination after this at York.
Yeah.
And we've got also our stuff with Canute and where he's going to be taking the story and our crew of boys
and how
in the future.
Yeah.
And how.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am really glad that they're going this route because it's something where tensions can be higher. It's not as straightforward, right? You know, they can decide how they want to do this, and it's something that very much feels like Canute's style, right? Because now that he basically has balls of steel, right?
Yeah.
What can you do with that?
Right.
Because there's a lot more than you can do with that than just, all right, I'm going to try and be king and all that stuff, and rah, let's fight, right?
Kings and gods change the odds.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going to happen in York. I have some ideas, given, and I feel like I can get a pretty good radar, 50-50 from my own predictions and whatnot, and then the intonations of your squeals. But you know, at a banquet, things can happen. There's a lot of VIPs. I can imagine that Canute's brother Harold would be at the banquet as well, which can complicate things. They're so open about talking about, so we're going to kill the king eventually, right? But not right now.
I mean, he's dying.
Right, he's dying, right. So it's just a thing of, let's make sure when he dies, it's on our terms, kind of a thing.
Right.
Yeah. And the fact that it's like, killing the king, da-da-da. Thorfinn, yeah. Like, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you like how he also immediately had specific roles that he needed each of them to fulfill?
Yes.
So with Thorkel, he's like, I need to ingratiate myself with the leaders of the army.
Yep.
I need you to go about and start drinking with them and getting everyone, right.
The
happy about all that.
Exactly. It's the idea that the mark of a good leader, not just basic middle level management or something, but a good leader can tell what other people are good at.
Yep.
Right. And it's not about, like Henry Ford, Model T, right? Knew nothing about cars, right? But he knew people that knew cars, right? And he coordinated them properly. Yep. There you go, right? Yep. Canute, he might suck at fighting, say, or, other things. Or assassinations, but he knows people that might not suck at assassinations and fighting and all that stuff. So the idea that he's like, Thorkel, go drink and party it up with the other soldiers. Thorkel's like, wait, really?
Like, that's an amazing order. I'm so glad I followed you.
Right, and
two for one. He gets him to like him even more, and he gets him to maneuver things.
And more importantly, if Thorkel's having fun, the others will be having fun as long as it doesn't break out into fighting, because then
when you're the leader of leaders, that's
exactly. Yep. So that was great. The whole encounter with the king I thought was fantastic. It did. So okay,
I want to talk about that.
Yeah,
go for it. But I have so much to say
with stories. The idea of a king, right?
Yes.
Tale as old as time. Mufasa gets killed by Scar. Spoiler alert. So Scar can be king. Cool. But the idea...
Everyone wants to wear the crown.
Everyone wants to wear the crown. Everybody wants to rule the world. Now, here's the thing. In this situation, with the times and technology and all that stuff being what it is, the idea of, you're meeting with the king. The king has 20 guards so that he can kill you if he ever needs to, and so that you can't kill him.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's something that he legitimately has to worry about. Yep. You're someone that has an actual claim to the throne. You could theoretically just try and kill me right now and then say, the king died, whatever, or something, and seize power. Yep. Right? And the way that they talked about the weight of the crown and all of that stuff, and the way that Canute was so familiar with it and was able to basically say that in a lot of ways, King Sweyn doesn't actually have much of a choice in the matter. I know exactly what he's going to do because the crown owns him, right?
Sure.
So, given that, I just need to, make sure I play my cards right, and I'll be fine.
Right. So, this is my big thing that is really exciting about these characters here. Sweyn. So, as a king, I believe he's Sweyn the second of his name. Now, here's the thing that I love about this whole dynamic here. He brought up some history to give us, the audience, a little bit kind of a catch up to what I did to...
He took the crown from his father.
Right.
Yep.
Because his father was a coward. Someone
and ruthless.
That was ruthless and a coward. Now, what's interesting about that whole contradiction, and I kind of want to make sure I have the bit here. Oh yeah, the former king was cruel, but he was also a coward. There's a difference between ruthlessness and cruelty.
Sure.
Now, the cowardice is the actual bit of making that he wouldn't take action.
Sure.
He would in some ways let others dictate more of what things would be. And his cruelty is such that you can kind of just imagine Joffrey, into a more different scale of magnitude, and that's cruelty. Yes.
Yeah.
But cowardice is an interesting one here. Because in a lot of ways, Sweyn got criticized subconsciously not subconsciously, but whispered-wise by Thorfinn about cowardice. You're the one that has 20 cards here. Askeladd's like, shut the fuck up.
He can hear you.
He can hear you.
Yeah.
So, is this actual cowardice? Or is this him making the first move?
Right.
What's cool about this is you can look at this and go, oh, you're just like your father in a lot of ways.
Sure.
We know, based on Canute telling us what happened in the courts when Canute was a little boy.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that happened.
Yep.
And given that what we know about how Sweyn took power, he might have needed to do that in order to solidify his power.
Sure. Yep.
Now, a coward in this case, Canute is not right now.
True.
But the idea of a coward being someone that cannot do or is unwilling to take action because of their fear, he brings up this other thing that makes all kings unable to take their own action and truly to be free, and that is the crown. The crown is heavy. It is a burden.
Right.
It is unimaginable. You cannot escape its weight. So, would it actually be somewhat accurate to call Sweyn somewhat of a coward to the crown, in that he, in somewhat, has this healthy respect or unhealthy fear, if you will, towards the crown and the power that it wields over him? So Canute, being this character that comes in and says, I'm going to make all these huge changes. I'm going to be this force for bringing about paradise on Earth. What if, actually, just pausing this as a question to you, because I don't want to, give away too much of anything. But do you think the crown is something that he could truly wrest control from and be a king that would be, able
and you're
to
talking
take
Canute, right?
Canute, yes.
Well, that's
if he took the crown, would he then be then subject to it in the way that Sweyn seems to be? Or is that something that happened over the course of time?
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So the whole idea, one of the things that I thought was really cool was that Canute also called Sweyn wise. He's the wise king. That made me think of the whole idea of the wise king, right? And the flip side of the rigid king, right? Okay. As far as the hero's journey and the coming of age and the iterative progress of society, that is another tale as old as time, right? Where you have the established system, right?
Okay.
That exists the way that it does in a very rigid way because that's what's worked, right?
Okay.
And then the new generation comes along and basically challenges that, right?
Okay.
And says, I can do better, right? And they come in opposition of the old, and then hopefully can do something that is one iteration better than the previous, right? Doesn't always work out that way. That's why the present way of things is so rigid, right? Is because anything that it needs to burn away anything that is not worthy of being that next iteration, right? So in this situation here, Sweyn sees himself in Canute, right? And they're very open about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saw a king that was cruel and a coward, right? And you saw him and you said, "Hey, he will drive this kingdom to ruin. I can do better."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you take over. Here, he sees Canute. Canute says, "I can do better." Now, the question is it something with Sweyn where the weight of the crown, wore him down over time, right? Which makes sense that would happen, right?
Sure.
That's part of getting old in general, right?
Yeah.
So would Canute be just like Sweyn? I don't think so. I don't think so. Would there still be that element of it that, assuming Canute lives another 30 years, which he very well might not, given what he's setting out to do, that and life expectancy tend to not go hand in hand, he probably would have some of it. He probably would have some of those adverse consequences, right? He probably wouldn't be able to, when he's 50 or 60 or whatever, assuming that he lived that long, he probably wouldn't have the same fire and spunk and whatnot that he has now. And the tricks and stuff that he learned when he was growing up, those don't really apply anymore. And then there would be some other young whippersnapper that would come along and say, "I can do better," right? But we're not there right now.
We're not there right now.
And the thing is that you never know until you try.
Right.
Every whippersnapper has to see whether he can basically tackle the old, right? Whether he's strong enough, got enough bite in him to basically, take the previous alpha and rest him down and
wrestle him over and then put him into submission. Yep.
Right, exactly.
Now,
tale as old as time.
Now,
hold on.
Yeah, go on.
We will see here whether Canute is actually that person. Given the fact that this is called Vinland Saga, given the fact that Canute is a major player in the story and that this story is happening, one would assume it would at least go as well as it did for King Sweyn, if not a lot better. So, what were you going to say?
Okay, I was going to say that what's rather interesting here is I'm talking about history repeating itself, and we are already seeing it happen. And so I'm wondering, basically just a simple yes or no, of whether or not you think it's going to continue to happen. And you said no, in that he's going to be better than King Sweyn.
No, I absolutely think it's going to continue, but it's not going to be exactly the same. I think
okay,
Canute
so that's a no in the fact that Sweyn will be an iteration or more less. Like Canute will be an iteration better than Sweyn at the very least.
Yes, but I think that's what happened with Sweyn and his dad.
Yes, that is part of the unstoppable march of history and time, in that things will generally tend to get better.
Whereas Canute is wanting to take the kingdom to another plane of existence.
Right, but I'm talking about specifically this, though. The former king was cruel, but he's also a coward. Do you think Canute will become a cruel coward?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So
I don't think Sweyn is either, in a lot of ways.
Okay, so I think that one of the things that we can put out here to point out that Sweyn is most definitely, at the very least, not a coward, but one who would rather have other people do his work other than for him. So that's what I'm defining as a coward. A coward is someone that lets fear control them to where they don't take action. Someone who has fear push them in a way to taking action can be seen as actually courageous because they're moving forward in spite of said fear.
Yeah.
Sweyn specifically sent Canute to die in war in a way that was tactically sound, but it was something to where that he would not want to do this. He can't do this himself. He is showcasing that the crown controls him versus that he controls the crown.
But I would say that's actually what I think the point that Sweyn was trying to make is that the situation where you're subservient to the crown is the best situation of anything they've seen thus far. What the previous king was, in his mind, is someone who was crushed by the crown. Someone who couldn't bear the weight. And so, because even though Sweyn isn't, say, killing Canute himself or killing Canute here or whatever, right? He sent Canute off to die. But that was still something where he determined what was the best thing to do based on what the crown told him, right?
Right.
And then he did it.
Right.
A true coward is when they know what they need to do and they don't do it.
Okay, I don't think a coward necessarily knows what they need to do 100% of the time, because fear is the ultimate like wedge in the mind. It separates things. It drives holes in logic. It makes you see things that aren't
Definitely.
there. It brings you into a state of, I would say, paranoia.
Sure.
I would say that you're right in that Sweyn is considered a smart, wise king, and he is definitely not affected by paranoia yet. But we are seeing signs of him being a weakened king, in that he is not who he once was. And I think him seeing himself in Canute is the separation of him going, oh wow, I see you in me. That is not who I am right now. Like that is maybe I'm seeing my younger self here more so than I am seeing my current self.
I totally get that, and I agree. I don't think that necessarily is a cowardly thing, though, because then what the brave thing to do would be to say, all right, Canute, kill me right here, the kingdom's yours.
No, like, I think then,
because that doesn't really work.
No, but I think the thing that is part of why Canute was not afraid here was because, in some ways Sweyn fears the crown more than he fears Canute, and therefore he didn't kill him here. And Askeladd, being the one that he's actually afraid of, is only shown because Canute was actually quite veiled in a lot of ways here, even though he did declare in a lot of ways his frustration and his awareness and also his spite towards his father for the way things went down and led to this moment. Askeladd was the one that Sweyn was like, oh crap,
I need to watch out for this guy.
I need to watch out for that guy.
Yeah, Askeladd was the one who convinced him. I thought for a second that Canute afterwards was actually going to be pissed at Askeladd because he was like, no, I had it under control. Why'd you speak up, right?
Yeah, I think Askeladd literally stopped the king from killing him right then and there.
And given that, I would say that actually the decision that Sweyn made was a really good decision. Because the thing is that when I feel like one of the aspects of this whole dance, right? Yeah, is that the old absolutely cannot roll over for the new.
Right. It has to fight all the way to its last breath.
All the way to its last breath. It has to be wrested from them, because that is the trial by fire that the young and the new go through in order to prove that, yes, I can do this. Yeah. If given that Canute did not say those things, Askeladd said them. Yeah. Canute might not have thought of those things, right? Yeah. Which means that while he has the passion, he has the why, he has all of that stuff, he doesn't necessarily still have the experience and all of the technical ability and all that stuff in order to navigate these dangerous waters he's going into. He is definitely competent.
Hence why he asked Askeladd to be there.
Right, but he might not quite be there yet by himself, right? Which is why having Askeladd is important, and that's why the whole situation of how Sweyn is dealing with this, I actually really like, because it's basically saying, I'm giving Canute the chance to potentially do what he wants to do, but I'm not making it easy for him. So if this really is serious, if this really is true, and he really can do a better job than me, prove it.
Yeah. So Askeladd kind of used an indirect kind of consequence to this action that he was taking here as a way to stall King Sweyn and then have him think about this here. We need to talk about how he says, I'm only known as Askeladd. My father didn't give me a name. And he says, you must be the child of one of his mistresses. No, you must be a child he forced one of his slaves to have. That sent Askeladd over the edge.
Yep.
Over the freaking edge.
Oh, yeah.
He has rage and hatred in his heart in this image right here.
Oh, yeah.
He's staring.
They literally distorted him in the image from Thorfinn's perspective because that was how angry Askeladd was.
The literal only time in the show we've seen that distortion
is when Canute does
Canute
did
the
cape toss. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So, yeah. I'm looking forward
Struck a nerve.
Looking forward to more Askeladd backstory there. That is just, that's good. Yep. And then at that moment, we have the, okay, I'm going to reward you. I'm leaving to York tomorrow. There I shall throw a banquet. I shall give you a reward there.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. I think you are smart person, Jacob, and you obviously see the...
Jeez.
No. Like, I think this is something where I can make this prediction because you're already making this prediction in your head as well. Canute is in danger if he goes to York.
Yeah.
Yeah, your reward.
Well, unless he specifically goes there with a counter plan that he can beat the others to the punch on. Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying specifically...
Yeah. No, this is going to be a red banquet.
Yes.
Either way.
For either one.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Then he says later here, he's the man that they call the wise the king.
It's safer to lie within his bosom for now.
For now. But where do they bring it up here? Oh, yeah. He says, so what do you think? I got the impression he's a smart man. He's discerning. He's a man of action who can make the first move.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
York would be
the
his
first move,
right?
Right. Yeah.
He can adjust things. He can plan accordingly. He can prep the situation. He can not allow 500 men into his camp.
Sure.
Because it's a city. And be like, no, this is a banquet. Only, like, special, guests are allowed here.
Or at least they're, they're on the outskirts. They're far enough away, with the rest of the army.
But they're not inside the walled city.
Right,
Where, Canute could do some shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
So...
and that's going to be where Thorfinn probably kills Sweyn.
That's where Thorfinn is going to have to be used
in
order to make a move, because he'll be the perfect...
exactly.
You can't stop Thorfinn with walls or anything.
He just showed himself Beyblading a barrel hanging from a tree,
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that theory is one present in your mind now.
Definitely.
And based on that...
No, it's not a theory. It's not a theory. It's that's what's been set up. Now, what are they all going to do about it? Because it's the fact that, and this is why Intrigue can be so much fun, is that everyone is pretty much aware of what everyone else is doing. They're just not, or what everyone else is after, and the tools they will have at their disposal. The question is who's going to use what tools, when, and how, and things like that to try and one-up each other. It's something where it's not about what's going to happen; it's when and how. So it's that little percentages, and who edges out
tempo.
Exactly.
Who's dictating the flow of the game.
Right.
And right now,
Sweyn made an opening.
Sweyn is dictating the flow of the game. Sweyn said, you will come to York.
Yeah.
I will set the stage. I will have the home turf. I will have all these advantages.
And I will give you your reward.
And I will entice you to come here with your, for your reward.
Yeah. Right.
What do you think Canute's going to do in response to that? That will be to cover his bases, since he knows he's walking into a very easy trap.
I think it's going to involve Thorfinn and some late night peaceful walks.
Okay.
I think that it's going to involve him gathering allies and stuff beforehand, which he's already started to seed with Thorkel and everything. Right? So that, because it's not just because they basically said, here's the deadline. One of us is going to die here, or people are going to die here of import, right? When that happens, there's a power vacuum, whether it's King Sweyn, whether it's Canute, whether it's Harold, whatever it is, right? When that happens, both sides will need to be ready. Which, in a lot of ways, it's funny because Sweyn is practically telling him, and not directly telling him, but, hey, if you're actually trying to do this, you better pick up on this message that bring your A game, kid. Because this is where it's going to be
This is where it's going down.
Yep.
I also love that it's being done in one of the strongest walled cities in England.
Yeah.
Because then if you had a seat of power, that you wanted to use as your... your staging point for other stuff. York might be a good place for that.
Yep.
One of the things I wanted to bring up here that I'm very excited about, because this is kind of the interpersonal stuff that there's no way I can predict or anything like that, is that we have freaking Floki here.
Floki at the beginning, that was just fantastic. That was amazing.
Just having the most nunny, what? Yeah. And
it was practically an Onizuka face.
Seeing Canute being he's so different. Seeing Thorkel in tow behind Canute.
Yep.
This is the guy who was scared of, Thor's, in a lot of ways there. And uses Askeladd to be I need you to kind of deal with that situation here. Now he sees basically like some of the people that he's most scared of, or tied to people he's most scared of, being led by someone that he thought was a weakling probably before this, and he's not looking like a weakling.
Yep. Oh,
and with his probably thousands of men behind him, or however many that is, he's more scared of the few here rather than the fact that they have 500 men behind them.
Right. Well, and I love that that Thorfinn walks right past him. They don't know each other, you know? Like, Askeladd never told him that, oh yeah, I was hired by that Floki guy, right? You know, and Floki, yeah, he saw Thorfinn when he was a kid, but that was when he was a kid. You know, he wouldn't recognize him now.
No way you'd recognize him. And I love that, the amount of drama that could be stirred up for just a word being exchanged,
It's characters doing this.
Yep. Yes. Okay, then we have the fact that they're talking so openly about this, but then we have Thorfinn doing the I didn't say to work for you or anything, baka. It's not like we're friends or anything. Askeladd doing the I'll make sure I instruct this idiot properly. Now, what does that kind of sound like to you? Sorry for my son. He acts out, and stuff with his emotions and stuff.
Yep. He's going through a phase right now. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Askeladd has always been kind of this really bad kind of father figure sorts to Thorfinn. And Thorfinn has the same kind of goals in a weird way
you're not my father.
As Canute does with his father.
Oh.
He's trying to prove himself and make his promised duel with Askeladd.
Yeah.
But Askeladd saying, I'll make sure I'll instruct this idiot properly. What I find to be very juicy about this is that I find that to be a thing of where it's like, Thorfinn, you know your whole duel thing that you want now? Yeah, if you kill me, like Canute, or if you like fight me even, like Canute will make your life a living hell.
I don't think Thorfinn cares about that.
Oh, I don't think he does either.
Because he could disappear. As soon as Askeladd's dead, he could disappear.
Right, but the position of power has shifted so far into Askeladd's favor that he's making statements like this.
Okay.
I'm very excited for a future conversation between these two here.
Personally, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because Askeladd was in the position of power before anyways. If anything, it's just that he's not the one at the top of the food chain, which complicates things because the person at the top of the food chain wants to be able to use Thorfinn to assassinate Sweyn, right?
Okay.
But they know that Thorfinn's not loyal to them, right? Which and the fact that the way Canute handled that, I thought was really cool because it's basically showcasing that he's sort of sussing out Thorfinn, right?
Oh.
Whether or not he can actually consider Thorfinn to be one of his own, because Thorfinn is a wild card, and he realizes that. Now, he has Askeladd, and Askeladd can probably get Thorfinn to do whatever he needs him to do.
Oh, I thought you said he couldn't.
What do you mean?
I think you said Askeladd doesn't have any way he can manipulate Thorfinn.
No, he totally does.
Oh, okay. What's that?
The way he has this whole time.
Oh, okay. I was saying that he has even more so ability to do that now because his position of power has dramatically increased. So you're saying it's just stayed the same, is what you're saying?
I think it stayed the same. Because the thing is, I don't think Thorfinn really cares about political power or anything like that. In a lot of ways, that's why he could be the perfect ally for Canute.
Right, so this is going to fail, is what you're saying. That him trying to instruct this idiot properly is doomed to fail because he can't make Thorfinn care really about any of this other stuff.
Well, fail in the long term. He could... I'm sure Askeladd can get him to do certain things for Canute, right?
Sure.
But as far as making him loyal to Canute, that's not going to happen. And that's something Canute will have to do. And I think Canute knows that, and he's already working on that.
Right. I don't think that's what he's talking about here, though. I think what he's talking about is how Thorfinn is not treating him with respect.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think you're right in that Canute is going to take actions that will make Thorfinn treat him with respect. But I like the idea that Askeladd thinks he'll be able to instruct this idiot properly and actually do it. And I look at him here giving this kind of a casual remark here, and I don't think he lies to Canute. I think the way he kind of sees Canute now is like his god now. He is almost in worshiping and servitude to Canute. So when he says this, he's going to do it. And the way I see him doing it is like, hey, duel me right now. Like, you with your broken arm and everything like that. Like, that's what you want, right? And he beats him down again, and then takes basically just the moment to be like you need to shape up and think about your life, Thorfinn. Like some serious like dad talk to and like not a good dad talk.
The hard ass talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I can see there being an aspect of that for
Thorfinn
sure.
nearly died just earlier.
Thorfinn nearly died, and he could give him the talk of, okay, you make all this, buffing out your chest of I'm going to kill you, right? But let's be real, I've been keeping you alive.
Yep.
It's because of me that you're still alive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
And that's not going to work forever. I won't be around forever.
Yep.
And if you keep going like this, you're just going to end up dead.
Right, yeah. I don't think he's going to go for the political angle. I'm just saying that he actually thinks he's going to be able to successfully do this, which is something that he has not done in the show, like, ever. He has never gotten Thorfinn to sit down and be instructed by him. He basically gets him to do things for him and manipulates him with specific kind of things and carrots and what have you of the duel. But he's never actually like taught, I would say, Thorfinn in a like whack, sit down and listen to Dad.
I feel like he's kind of done those through neglecting Thorfinn at points.
Okay, so more indirect.
Yeah, more indirect.
Like leaving him alone and forcing him to do things there.
Right, exactly.
But I would say that's less instruction and more like...
No, I'd say that's fully instruction, just personally, because it's letting nature run its course, which causes Thorfinn to learn, right? That things aren't as cut and dry. And, no pun intended. And in this situation, when he says, I'll instruct this idiot properly to Canute... I don't think he's meaning instruct like in a properly, teach Thorfinn, right? Because Thorfinn will do whatever Thorfinn will do. But he'll give him enough of a slap, basically, that it will give Thorfinn a potentially good reason to give a double take on his situation.
Right, and I would say that is something that he's never done. He's never directly done it. He's always used some manipulation or some kind of other thing and basically let Thorfinn just kind of learn his lesson himself rather than be literally instructed. Because to be an instruction, it has to be an instructor. You have to be the actual vessel giving the instruction.
Sure, and you need an instructee. You need someone that is actually going to listen to you.
Right, and that's never happened. Thorfinn, you're going to do what Thorfinn wants to do. So I think he more pushes Thorfinn into situations where Thorfinn just kind of, like you said, lets nature run its course. And that's just a different kind of instruction. That's why I'm excited about this, because it's something different. This episode was really good. We had some really cool, like, really highlight kind of visual moments and cues. Like the moment where we saw King Sweyn on the throne and there was like that aura around him as we saw him talking about the crown and everything.
Yep.
It just super
that
chilling.
Was fantastic.
We had the stuff with Askeladd.
Yep.
We had the stuff where we saw him talking about how he has like the power of a god, basically, with his armies and ships and what have you, and he can just do all these things, but he's actually subservient to the crown. Then we have the funniest visual gag in Vinland Saga thus far, and that is, where is he? This hilarious bro, the priest who is actually
good
20.
I thought for a second you were going to talk about Gunnar. Like,
no.
Yeah, but the priest, like, having shaved and whatnot and being completely unrecognizable and totally drinking everyone else under the table, that was fantastic.
Yeah, where is that? It's
earlier on, I think. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, here he is. Who are you?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Willibald. Didn't you forget me? And
Yeah.
Leave it to anime to keep doing this, where people's ages are so confusing with the way their character models
and
work.
the whole thing of, wait, you're 23?
You're 23?
Like that felt like Leorio in Hunter x Hunter when they're running along, and he's like, hey, I'm a teenager.
Everyone's like, what?
You're a teenager?
I just love this because his voice has been so tired.
Oh, yeah.
And he always sounds so old. And I wonder if that's actually something that he does specifically to avoid the awkwardness of, like, people maybe taking him a little bit more as a threat, actually, because he's 23. And then you realize that the old drunk priest that was talking Canute into his weird nihilistic vision was a 23-year-old.
Yeah, this 20, like maybe this is just the anime thing where it's like the I'm an old ancient of days. I'm 23, you know, right? but this priest has lived. This priest has seen some stuff because, like, if he's 23, then what kind of mileage has he put on in the 23 years, right? Because, okay, all right, there's the state that he was at when we met him, right?
Right. Yes.
It would have taken a while for him to get to that state, not just of what drove him to that low place in order to where he would go there, but the fact that he didn't just turn into that priest, right? It took that beard a while to grow out, right?
This guy's got so much testosterone raging through him, he started growing his beard at 12.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But, like, just knowing that he's 23, that actually makes me really excited to see his backstory because, like, it's so ridiculous that yeah, he's only 23, but I mean,
you know, we got some of his backstory though.
Yeah, we got some of his backstory, and you know, this is in a day and age when it's like, oh, you're 14, get out of the house already, right? Like, you know, but I'm really excited to see what they do there.
Yeah, that was fun, and Willa bald, you know, and he's got all the hair. Yeah.
I mean, there was the little bald spot, but yeah.
That's specifically there
because he's a priest.
Because he's a priest, yeah. Now Gunnar, he's a new character. He's Ragnar's brother.
He's slimy.
He's a little bit of he's a little bit loose, I would say. He's a little bit loose, and this is interesting because I don't know a Gunnar. I don't know this character.
Well, I mean, he has the mustache. Like, we can't trust this dude.
But I like that he was originally the one planned to help Canute flee his father and go to Normandy. And here's the thing.
Commander Shepard would have really appreciated him. Wait, no. Wrong Normandy.
Yeah, but the idea that these are people, though, that could be important later because they were willing to help, you know.
Yes.
A king,
a king before he was a king.
A king before he was a king.
Yep.
You know? So that's something to think about. Remember that name. Also the bit with the barrel and him being like, "Oh, so wonderful that you're prepared." He's like, "How's your arm doing?" And Thorfinn's just not even paying attention to him. But then you realize why the barrel is so high.
Yeah. Thorkel.
He's still practicing against Thorkel.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, Thorfinn.
Yep.
Oh, Thorfinn.
Yeah. You go. He's just. It's like the little Chihuahua that's like barking against the big Great Dane. You know, and it's like,
or like a Burmese mountain dog that's 200 pounds. Because a Great Dane looks kind of gaunt.
Sure, yeah.
But a Burmese mountain dog just looks like this big, dumb, just, I just want to party and have a good time with everybody. And this little thing, and it's like trying to attack him.
Shut up, I'm powerful. Hear me roar.
His fur is so like thick and floofy that he's like, oh, I just don't even care. Like, oh, you're so cute.
That tickled
puts
a
his
little bit.
paw on him and it just crushes him accidentally. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, Thorkel's really a big softie, like when it comes down to it. Like, I mean, yes, but
yeah.
Well, we saw him with Thor's. Like, he's a big softie.
Yes, indeed. The bit with Askeladd talking
and
to
Atli. Is it Atli or Attili?
Atli? I think Atli.
Yeah.
That was really sweet. That was really good.
That was really good.
Torgrim is Cascad, which I mean, the Berserk references just keep piling up.
But the condition too. Raise some sheep, get a wife, and die.
Have a kid and die in your bed.
Don't pick up a sword.
Yep.
Now, I just love that. I love that so much because it's something where it contradicts Askeladd's, like you said, statement of he hates all his men.
Right. And he's basically saying, one, he's giving him the gold, which, I mean, probably doesn't really mean much for Askeladd at this point. Yeah. But then it's also saying, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Live that good life. Yeah. Right?
You earned it. You served me for so long.
Live the good life that I always blamed you from taking away from me as a kid. Like, that's what he's doing, right? So it just has so much more impact here.
Yeah.
And Yeah.
It's good. And now we are also hearing some updates on Bjorn, who has a wound that has hit his intestines, and he's probably not going to last.
Yep.
Oh, I'm really sad about that, because in some ways Bjorn was like the one of the non-main characters that seemed like, oh my god, Askeladd's like actually is sticking by him.
Yeah.
Like he trusted him in that really crucial moment.
Yep.
And he might have been using him.
Right.
But he still might have also, no, I actually do trust him because of how much he's still loyal and subservient to me.
Right.
And now he's already considering himself alone with Thorfinn. Thorfinn's, like, he's already considered Bjorn to have died.
Yeah.
Even though Bjorn hasn't died yet. And then you're like, oh my god, I keep getting into this weird thing where Askeladd, like, you bastard, and Askeladd, you complicated, amazing character. There's so many times that the story, I think, reminds us that you don't have to have the main character be the one carrying the story all the time. This is a saga. There are a lot of main characters.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them are just flat out better characters than the MC, quote unquote.
Sure.
That's just awesome. That's just awesome.
And we got Leif at the very end.
Leif Erikson is still looking for Thorfinn.
I don't think it'll go very well when he actually finds Thorfinn.
Yeah, but we got his location. Let me see if I can suss that out from the... Okay, hold on. That was... So he's at an area, he's at a slave market, is,
Watch, he's actually in York. York, yeah.
York.
Yeah.
Danish army occupied town, Northumbria region. He is literally in York.
All right.
And that's where they're headed. Now, the other thing is that this is February 1014, which means this might be him there at around the time that they end up getting there.
Sure.
Now, I don't know if they put...
Yeah, I don't think... Oh, wait.
No, they did.
January 2014. Okay.
At 1014, but yeah.
1014, whatever. Yeah.
No, we got it. Yeah, we got you. That means that could line up in time with them arriving in York.
It definitely could.
So,
yeah.
When did he say the York stuff was actually happening? I'm leaving for York tomorrow. There I shall throw you a banquet. Okay. So we're talking in terms of days.
Yeah.
And like maybe it'll take 2 weeks to get there. But it's probably something where within a month or 6 weeks or what have you.
Yeah, I mean, there's snow, so it'll probably take a while, but yeah.
I think Leif's going to bump into them.
Yep.
And then we would actually have all the characters. And we could even get Harold to show up, which would then have really all the players in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have Ylva and Helga, obviously.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. When Leif meets Thorfinn, what's he gonna do?
Yeah,
because Thorfinn, for a while now, could have left. He probably would have been able. I mean, he's capable. He probably could have made his way back home, but he hasn't.
Yeah,
and he's not really as gung ho about killing Askeladd. I mean, he is, but.
Yeah. In some ways, I'm grateful for his arm being broken because it gives him some time to
to be forced to cool off and think.
Yep. So, y'all, amazing Vinland Saga episode.
Yes.
The show is just far and away one of my favorite shows we're watching
Please
right
do
now.
season 2, Wit.
Please do season 2.
Please
this
do
is
it.
So very good.
Yeah.
And looking forward to the next one. If you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about the show, about anime in general, and you can also talk with Jacob about the book that he wrote.
That's right. I wrote a sci-fi novel in case you somehow haven't heard by now. It's called Battle Lines. It's available on Amazon. Go buy it, because why haven't you yet? It's awesome. It's available in both hardback and ebook. Link in the description. Go check it out.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.